5 times the impossible became possible. Limits some very, very special people can push their bodies to as they do the impossible and achieve the unachievable. Yes, we are looking at 5 times the impossible became possible. We promise you it will be nerve-wracking, so you've been warned. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to our channel. It helps us a lot. And be sure to watch till the end to see which of these 5 daredevils you think deserves to be called superhuman. I promise that you will be absolutely shocked. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and dive into the video. Number 5. Drowned alive. In 2008, David Blaine set the world record for holding his breath underwater by going a full 17 minutes and 4 seconds without taking air. Considering that the average healthy human could hold their breath for 2 minutes at the most, Blaine's feat is nothing short of miraculous. The 46-year-old American may be better known as a street magician and illusionist, but he is also an excellent stuntman and endurance artist. He has drawn the world's attention numerous times with his record-breaking feats of endurance. These include being trapped in the block of ice for 64 hours, being sealed inside a glass cage suspended 9 meters in the air without food and only 4.5 liters of water daily for an astonishing 44 days, and standing for 35 hours straight on top of a 100-foot-high, 22-inch-wide pillar with no safety harness and just 2 handles to hold on to. At the end of that last stunt, he leapt into a pile of cardboard boxes and suffered a concussion. Blaine's underwater stunt, titled Drowned Alive, came after an unsuccessful first attempt in 2006. He had then spent 7 days and 7 nights submerged in a water-filled orb, receiving nutrition and oxygen through tubes. At the end of the 7 days, he had attempted to break the existing underwater static apnea breath-holding record of 8 minutes and 58 seconds, but tapped out at the 7-minute mark. It was this failure, perhaps, that spurred him to go past all existing records and set his own 2 years later. Number 4. Highest free solo climb. From holding your breath underwater, we move on to scaling mountains on just your hands and feet, without ropes or any safety equipment. This extreme sport is called free solo climbing, and Alexander "Alex" Honnold is undoubtedly its biggest star. The 34-year-old Californian is the only free solo climber to have made it to the top of El Capitan, ascending the 3,000-foot-high granite monolith in Yosemite Valley in 3 hours and 56 minutes on June 3, 2017. El Capitan has long been considered the hardest climb in the world, with its smooth stone face that have barely any holes in many places. It's like walking up glass, Honnold once said. To put his achievement in perspective, it took a German team of professional climbers working with ropes 4 days to make the same ascent. A fellow climber hailed Honnold's conquest of El Capitan as the moon landing of free soloing. The climb has also been immortalized in the documentary Free Solo, which won both a BAFTA award and an Oscar in 2019. In 2018, Honnold did the impossible again. He set a brand new speed record as he partnered fellow climber Tommy Caldwell to ascend El Cap's nose route, once considered unclimbable, in just 1 hour, 58 minutes, and 7 seconds. In between climbing rocks or training for it, Honnold seems to enjoy watching Hollywood films. He once said in an interview that he really liked Cliffhanger, even though it was over the top, and had watched the scene in Mission Impossible 2 with Tom Cruise free soloing 100 times. Number 3. Impossible basketball shot. For the next impossible feat, imagine standing at the top of a massive dam and netting a basketball shot 593 feet below. Sounds ridiculous, right? It is, but it has been done. By how ridiculous? This aptly named Australian team of thrill seekers and YouTube vloggers made this trick shot in Sweden in September 2016, setting a Guinness World Record for the highest basketball shot. What is even more bonkers is that member Derek Heron netted the shot on just his 3rd attempt. Slam dunk! The How Ridiculous team really knows how to live up to its name. Just visit their YouTube channel with its 5.5 million subscribers and you'll get the idea. The 593-foot basketball shot might sound insane, but it's not half as crazy as their other stunts, like catching 100 rubber ducks falling off a tower with a car, or catching an egg thrown from 4 floors up with their bare hands. But goofiness aside, the precision of these guys is nothing to sneeze at. Apparently not satisfied with setting a world record, they attempted the basketball trick shot from an even greater height. the top of the 660-foot Malatsuyane Falls in remote Lesotho, Africa, in January of 2018. This time, it took them 6 days to make the shot, but it gave them the satisfaction of smashing their own record. And not too shabby for a group of friends who started off making trick shots in their backyards just 10 years ago. Number 2, Blindfold Slackline. Call this guy on our next list Skywalker. French adrenaline junkie Pablo Signoret, also known as The Kid, holds the Guinness World Record for the longest blindfold slackline walk. Slacklining is a sport similar to tightrope walking. It involves balancing on a strap suspended at a height between 2 points. But it is also slightly different because the strap used in slacklining, which is called webbing, is looser than a tightrope, and the walker does not use a balancing pole. While watching a slackliner thousands of feet in the air might make you think it is the most dangerous activity in the world, the International Slackline Organization insists it is, in fact, one of the safest extreme sports out there. But blindfolded? Surely that is taking it to a whole new level. However, the 19-year-old Signoret makes it look easy as pie. He completed the almost half a kilometer walk over a 1,378-foot high canyon in China's Yunnan province in 2017 in just 26 minutes, with only a few wobbles on the way. Just goes to show you what a pro he is. The French teen is no stranger to records. Months before his Chinese odyssey, he walked a 5,453-foot-long slackline, suspended 1,115 feet above the Cirque de Navicelles Valley in his native France during windy conditions. That feat makes him the holder of the world record for the world's longest slackline walk, an honor he shares with 2 of his compatriots. Number 1. Narrow Escape Wingsuit. From high places to narrow ones, professional base jumper and wingsuit pilot Uli Emmanuel's flight through a mountain crack just 2 meters wide is the most impossible thing you may have ever seen. The Italian daredevil filmed this stunt in the Swiss Alps in late 2014 with a body camera. The footage, which came out in 2015 and quickly went viral, captures him flying past the narrow split in the rocks in a flash. At one point, it also shows just how close he came to crashing into the rock face, which would have almost certainly meant death. Emmanuel's flight is considered the most technically daring maneuver in the sport's history. He planned and trained for that death-defying stunt for 3 whole years, and he nailed it on not just 1 occasion but 4. Bullseye! He's also flown through a burning ring of fire, showing his precision and mastery of the sport. Base jumping is essentially a sport where an athlete with a parachute jumps off a fixed object such as tall buildings and cliffs, quite like skydiving but without the plane. Add a special inflated suit designed to help its wearer adjust his speed, and you get wingsuit flying. Wingsuit base jumping is one of the most dangerous sports in the world because of its high death count. In 2016, it accounted for the deaths of 31 athletes, including, tragically, Emmanuel. The 29-year-old crashed during a flight in the Dolomites in the Italian Alps. So you definitely should not try these stunts if you are not a professional. Well everyone, hope you enjoyed. While you are here, go ahead and click the links below to check out more of our awesome videos. Also, make sure to like and subscribe. Catch you later in the next video. See ya!